I'm just going to show you guys some ways that we are cutting our fruit just to streamline the process. So for the lemons and the limes, we're going to do it the same way. We're going to cut it long ways down the middle. Obviously put your slit in there. We're going to cut it in half and then cut the half in quarters. And so that way we just have a perfect quarter that we can easily put on our glass or our garnish. A couple more things, just making sure we're washing our fruit before we cut it. Just rinse it in some warm water should be good. I like to just put a bunch of water in with the fruit, let it sit while I'm cutting some of it. Gloves, of course. Another thing is making sure that we're not cutting off the ends of the fruit, just so that we're, again, making sure that everything is looking the same and uniform. Last one's going to be our orange. This one you are going to cut the sides off. I kind of use the one side as a guide to make sure that it's even. Same thing, you're going to cut it right down the middle. And then as we're cutting the rest of the fruit, aside from the slit in the middle, is going to make sure that the flesh side is down, the rind side is up. Our oranges are going to be half moons, and these are perfect for our Aperol spritzes, Supernova spritz, things of that nature. And making sure that we're just not getting the whites and the ends on the ends of it to make sure that, again, all of our cuts are going to be uniform and the same. All right, so real quick, we're going to make an old-fashioned. This is streamlined through all of the locations. We use the same recipe. So to start, we're going to use 2 ounces of bourbon. We are going to start using the jiggers full time. 2 ounces. We're going to flip her over. We're going to do a half an ounce of simple syrup. And so on the jiggers, the tall side is 2 full ounces. There is a line in there. That's going to be your 1.5 ounces. On the shorter side, this is a full ounce, and then the lines in the middle are going to be in 1/2 ounce and 3/4 of an ounce. We're going to do 2 dashes each of orange and Angostura bitters. Give her a quick stir. Cherry. And an orange peel. I just like to express the rind. I know some people like to rub it around on the edge. Whatever you feel gives the best expression of the citrus. And there's our old fashioned. All right, next we're gonna make our espresso martini. Same thing, this is streamlined through all of our locations. First, we're gonna start with 1 ounce of vodka. Still using our jigger. 3/4 ounce of Kahlua. Half an ounce of Bailey's. And then 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of our cold brew. Get plenty of ice in our shaker. Shake vigorously. That's to ensure the nice foam top that we're looking for. All right. 3 espresso beans.
You're good.
All right. So next we're going to talk through some of our bourbon options that we have here at South Park. I know a lot of this stuff is the same at Trolley Barn. Obviously we have some of our most populars, Woodford Reserve. We also have the Elijah Craig Small Batch. I know that lives in the well downstairs at the bar here. Same thing at Trolley Barn. I know that those might be your go-to. Same with our Maker's Mark. But we do want to try to upsell a lot of these options since old fashions are pretty popular. Up here we have more of our expensive stuff. Angel's Envy. This is our Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Those are some great upsell options as well if people are just saying, give me the good stuff. Over here we have Oaklore. This is actually distilled locally here in Matthews. This is their 3rd batch that they've made. We've stayed very consistent with carrying their whiskey since they've opened. And I think it's a really great option to sell to guests that would maybe want to try something more local if they're from out of town. I think it's a really great opportunity to talk about, you know, what we do here and what we have to offer. And then over here we do have some ryes. We have the Elijah Craig rye and then the piggyback, which is really popular and also another great upsell. It is a little bit more expensive. So yeah, those are our bourbon options that we have here. We do usually carry Basil Hayden, just the regular one. Here at South Park, we do have the toast as well. So yeah. All right, so next we're gonna talk about some of our tequila. We do have Don Julio here at South Park. I know at Trolley Barn they do carry Casamigos and some more fancier stuff. I think that this is a great option to upsell with the margaritas that I know live on the cocktail menu over there. So here we have the Don Julio Blanco. We do also carry their Reposado. And then typically within the building, we will have the Vida Mezcal. That's another great option for people that want something a little bit more smoky in their margaritas. And then our well is our Luna Azul. That's more of a go-to for the specialty cocktails, but as far as a classic cocktail, I think that is a really great time to try to upsell on the tequila. So quickly, we're gonna go over some cordials. Right here we have our triple sec. You'll typically find this in our margaritas. I know soon we'll be switching away from triple sec and strictly just to Cointreau. Over here we have our 2 cordials that we use in our espresso martinis. We have our Kahlua, which is a coffee liqueur. And then we also have our Baileys. This will give more of the creamy texture to your espresso martinis. Over here we have Aperol. This is an orange Italian aperitif. Used predominantly for Aperol spritzes. Here we have our St. Elder. It's an elderflower liqueur. They like to call this bartender's ketchup. This is a great thing to use in a lot of spring and summertime cocktails. This is also used in a Hugo spritz, which is the same as an Aperol spritz, except with elderflower instead of Aperol. And then back here we have more of our standard, a little bit more dry and bitter cordials. Dry vermouth. You'll typically find that in the Dirty Martini. We have our Campari. This is definitely more of a bitter version of the Aperol, a little bit more dry. This you'll find in a Negroni. Same with your sweet vermouth. You'll find that in Manhattans, Negronis. We also use it here at South Park in one of our cocktails, the Aviator's Edge. It's our play on a paper plane. And then lastly, we carry Di Serrano. This is our amaretto adjacent liqueur that we carry. So you'll typically find this in an amaretto sour if somebody wants that. So yeah, those are the cordials that we carry here at South Park. I know at Trolley Barn you guys have a bit more variety. Our wells here are a little bit smaller. I know you guys have speed rails that have multiple levels to them. So so that gives you more options. I know you have like a ginger liqueur that you guys have there that you use in some of your specialty cocktails. But familiarize yourself with a lot of this stuff. Go to your event captains with any cocktails, specialty cocktails that you're thinking of creating. We're always open to suggestions, since Gabby and the rest of the event leadership team is looking to change these cocktails seasonally. So yeah, we're always open to recommendations. One quick thing that I do want to touch on is our fruit and juices. Our juices, the expiration time for those are going to be 7 days. So if you see that tomorrow is going to be the 7th day, just go ahead and toss that. With syrups, they have a little bit more of a grace period. I would say anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. That's why we like to keep any of the leaves or any of the food product out of the syrup bottles. That way it can have a shelf life a little bit longer. And then Gabby likes to have the fruit be 24 hours. Use your best judgment. If you think that it could go a little bit longer, go ahead and store it in the fridge. Obviously have it labeled with the date on it. And then that way, whoever comes in next can decide if it's browning, they can toss it, or if they feel like it is suitable to serve to guests for that day. So yeah, just a quick notes on expiration dates. I know I made an announcement a while back and just wanted to clarify that. So thanks.